We're at the Kendal Mountain Festival 2019 with Dave MacLeod. How are you today, Dave?
I'm good, yeah. I've just sprinted down the street from another talk just now.
Yeah,
so
classic
just got my breath
Kendal.
back.
One event after the other. What are you up to at the festival this year?
So the main thing I've been doing is going to the premiere of the film Undiscovered, which we are both in.
Yep.
So Undiscovered goes through my sort of 20 odd years doing new routes and just explores, you know, why you would want to do new routes. But I guess the main message of that film is just that there are lots and lots of new routes out there to do.
Especially in Scotland.
Especially in Scotland.
Which areas does the film focus on?
So we go to some kind of far-flung places, although they're kind of seem remote, but they're not really that far. So for instance, out in the west of Lochaber, near where I live, there is this Glen Pean, which is just full
I don't
of
think there's
rock.
enough words to describe Glen Pean.
Yeah, I think for people familiar with some of the famous areas of climbing in the UK, the best way to describe it, I would say, is a bit like if you went to the Clanberis Pass, but imagine adding a few more crags and a lot more boulders, but all of it's just untouched.
And how do you get to Glen Pean? It's a bit of a trek.
Yeah, well, there's two ways. It's like the whole glen runs west to east, and there's like Lochar to the east and Lochmore to the west. So you can either go out to the coast at Araseg and Mallaig, and you can take a boat in.
Yep.
I bought a small dinghy for that purpose.
I've got fond memories of that.
And it's like 10 miles in the boat, so it's like, well, if I go on my own, it's like an hour in the boat. But as you know, if
More
we go with a few people, then it goes slow.
It's a bit sluggish, isn't it?
Yeah, but if you go in from the west, it's not too bad. It's just like a mountain day out. You have like 25-minute cycle, and then a couple of hours like march through the glen, and it's flat. So it's a long way, but it's not too bad.
And what about St Kilda? I think that's probably my most memorable trip.
So that's the other main sort of trip in that film, was going out to St Kilda. So St Kilda, people don't know about it, it's 50 miles out west of the Outer Hebrides, so it's really out on its own, this little archipelago of islands. And it's really spectacular. It's like, if people know things like the Cullen Ridge in Skye, it's a bit like if you half submerged the Cullen in water. Just
like black rock sticking out of the sea.
And they made a Gabbro as well, the same stuff. Really, really high quality rock. And just a beautiful place. And of course, by nature, its remoteness is untouched. Mainly, there's a few routes being done, but not much. And
we did 2 new routes there. Tell us a bit about those.
Yeah, so both 3-pitch routes, an E7 and an E8. Just kind of, I'd been to the Face before, about 10 years before with Tim Emmett, and we did a brilliant 3-pitch E6. But they kind of did this big traverse pitch that went under all these roofs, big lines of roofs, and so that was the obvious thing I thought we could do quite quickly, even if we only had a few days, try and do at least one route through those routes. And the first one, I remember that crux going traversing under the roof and then a hard pull to
I remember seconding it. I think seconding it was just as scary as leading it, because there was that big run out going sideways.
Well, the thing that I was worried about was that the Gabbro is so hard and so sharp, and the lip of that roof was so sharp.
The ropes were under threat.
Yeah, they were, yeah. And then the second route was kind of similar in nature, like a crux going over a roof, and if you took that crux section and put it on a boulder, it would be an amazing Font 7C boulder problem, but just in this brilliant position.
But I guess what really made the trip as well was being with Bob, and getting there was a bit of an epic.
Absolutely, well that was the big thing. It's like, you know, you can pay a lot of money and get a massive powerboat and go out there in 5 hours or something like that.
We did it the hard way.
4 days sailing with Bob, and I don't think either of us are natural sailors. Yeah, I mean, I certainly found it kind of arduous.
Yeah, I mean, I think I found the seasickness a bit better. I didn't really get that seasick, but actually sailing the boat was actually quite difficult. I didn't really expect it to be as
So the interesting question from me to you is, having done that trip, would you go and do something like that again on your own? Yeah,
definitely. I mean, I think there's so much of Scotland that you could explore in the same way, or you could go further afield like Bob does, and which is a bit more daunting, I think, spending more days at sea. But I think I'd love to do more new routing, and I think it's just having time, and like I've seen how much time you dedicate to it. And
well, this is it. Yeah, and I suppose that's another part of that film, isn't it? It's like, it does take a big commitment. And I don't know, like, I mean, I know I'm like really psyched for climbing, and I don't mind putting a lot of time and effort into it. But I don't know if it's just that I don't notice it. Or I just don't know if I'm in the routine of it. So
it's not a chore for you, is it?
I don't find it a chore, and I just like being out on the hill.
Yeah.
And I just get excited about the project. So
I suppose if people have limited time, they just want to look at the lines in the guidebook. They don't see what's between the existing lines.
Yeah, that's right. I suppose if you just, but ultimately, I think if you connect with it, then you make time.
Yeah, it becomes an obsession.
Yeah, you just have to do it. I mean, that's what I find with new routes that I do, or projects. It doesn't matter, just projects of any type in climbing. Yeah. That I just think I just have to do it.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how hard it is or how far away it is. I just try to find a way.
Talking about projects, you've had a pretty impressive year. Tell us what you've done this year.
It's been really good. So, I mean, the thing is, it's been routes that I've been trying for a long time that have all kind of paid off at once, and that's partly because I've timed my training and prep around that. So I was trying this 9A Hunger at the Anvil, Scotland's first 9A, done by Malcolm Smith. And I actually tried it with Malcolm in 2007, and Malcolm's a lot stronger than I am, but I was also getting on alright on the project, but then he pulled a hold off on the crux, and I just couldn't do the move anymore, so I just gave up on it. But then over the past couple of years, I have been climbing a little bit better, I've just been a little bit stronger, so I'll go back and try again. And I was just like, this is going to take a long time, and I don't care how long it takes, I'm just going to keep going back. And I'm going to try and find my own way to do the crux. And so I did find a different way. And that was the kind of catalyst that made me think, right, I'm going to do this. So I spent the whole of last winter, I went there maybe, it was well over 20 days anyway. And then I was trying it in the spring. And by the end of the spring, I was actually getting to the point where I was starting to red point. So it was great because I had the summer to then do quite a dedicated training preparation. So I was just in good shape. But at the same time, I was also trying this E10 trad project up in Shoes over the summer. And so the way the weather went, it pushed it quite late in the season. So as I was trying to get in shape for the 9A, I also found myself ready to do that E10. And we just had enough warmth left in the autumn weather. So I was able to do the E10, and then a couple of weeks later I did Hunger. Yeah,
I think what makes your E10 at Ben and Shoes more impressive is how your history with Ben and Shoes isn't.
I know, that's right. Well, that really weighed on my mind. So yeah, 2 years prior to that, I was climbing there with my friend Massa, and I started up another E8 new route. I just climbed a few moves off the ground and pulled a side pull off. Yeah. Fell, landed hard on my heel on the rock in the bottom, and broke my leg. And I mean, that was a long evening getting off the hill.
I've heard about it.
It was a bit of an epic. Yeah, I mean, I discussed that in my vlog actually, the whole story, because Massa ended up falling off, and I don't know how he actually survived that. But he was just trying to retrieve the rope at the end of the day, as I was kind of hobbling off the hill with a broken leg. So I was really keen to not have another accident at Ben and Shoes. And that E10, you run it out away from the gear, and if you fall into the crux, you're just going to smash yourself off the slab. It's just not going to be good. So, yeah.
Were you in really good shape though?
I was in really good shape, and I was going up quite often in the evenings, working it, and I could just feel I was getting more and more consistent on the crux section, and you just have that kind of feeling like I couldn't really put my finger on it, but it's just like I feel ready. And so I'm going to have to take the opportunity. Yeah. You
say you've been doing more bouldering. You also did an 8B plus 8C in System Pass this year.
That was actually the previous year. I posted it up on. I was just sitting in my hard drive and I posted it up on my YouTube channel. But I was actually there the previous year. Yeah, I've actually not done a great lot of bouldering this year, just because I've been focused on going to the Anvil. And I think I need some more hard boulder projects to get stuck into. But that's where Glen P is so good.
There's so many boulders in Glen P.
There's so many boulders, all shapes and sizes, and it's all really, like, there's a lot of hard looking stuff there.
It's pretty compact,
it's
blank
compact,
rock.
Yeah, and really powerful. So I think, you know, if a world-class boulderer came there, you'd have a field day.
Yeah, definitely. But I guess before the bouldering season, it's winter climbing season. Have you got some goals in mind?
Yeah, well, just lots of new routes in the Ben. There's some repeats I'd like to do as well. I mean, I never make really solid plans for the winter.
Yeah,
you just never know how it's going to go. Last winter, there just really wasn't a winter, so it just wasn't that motivating. But if it comes good, then there are new routes in the Ben I'd love to try. Just to give one example, the summer before last was a really hot, dry summer. I did a new E7 on the Combe with Ian Small called Mr. Fahrenheit, and it climbs these wall cracks. It's about well protected 7B plus of these wall cracks, and I'd love to try and do that in winter. And you could, it's definitely possible. There's like, you can see there's cracks all the way, and that would be amazing, but very hard obviously. Yeah, so if we get a good winter, I'll try that.
Sounds good. So where can you find the Undiscovered film for people who didn't come
who didn't make it to the showing? So there will be a few screenings. I don't think they're all fully ironed out yet, but there will be some screenings around the place. But it's also on Vimeo on demand.
Yeah. And you should also follow Dave on his vlog as well. A very popular vlog. You're enjoying making those?
Yeah, I find that almost a little bit scary because of the number of people who do watch them, and the number of people who contact me to say that they've used them to change what they do in their training.
That's good. You're influential.
So I mean, I take that. I kind of take that a little bit seriously, I suppose. But they're really good fun to do, although a lot of work as well. So I have a lot of things that I'd like to go through in the vlog, like a lot of topics around all aspects of training that I'd like to go through. But I'd like to try and do them in as thorough a way as I can, and there's no shortcutting it takes time. So yeah, they will come in due course.
Well, we'll be following you on your vlog. Thanks, Dave. Enjoy the rest of the festival.
Thank you very much.